Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the topic of how do I choose to become a stay-at-home dad. Now I have a list of 5 questions that you should ask yourself before even considering becoming a stay-at-home dad. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first topic that you should think about and consider is, do you see yourself as a stay-at-home parent role? Now, I know that it's glamorized and people think like, well, if I just stay at home, I don't have nothing to do. It's really, really easy. It's really, really simple. If you're under that daydream, then you might want to really, really reconsider what you're thinking, because trust and believe it's a lot harder than what you think. And you should probably talk to a stay-at-home dad or a stay-at-home mom or anyone that is a stay-at-home parent and that's done it before, even if it was for a couple of days, and really, really get some good advice and some good intel on what it's actually like to be a stay-at-home parent, because I promise you it's not as easy as you think it is. But if you're that person that's very bubbly, you love being around the kids, you love helping them with their homework, you love cleaning, you love after school activities, you love all those things, and you have a natural nourishing character about you, then this might be a good role for you and it's something to at least consider or think about. So if you said yes to this question, let's move on to topic number 2. The next thing that you have to consider is that your career will be on the back burner. So are you actually willing to step away from your job or your career or your goals just temporarily? Now this is not a forever thing, but you really need to ask yourself, okay, am I ready to put this back for now at the sacrifice of staying at home with the kids? Because trust and believe, in the first month, you're going to be excited, you're going to be overjoyed, but after a while, you're going to realize like, hey, I'm not getting as much respect as I wanted. I did not think it was going to be this hard. I did not think it was going to be this complicated. And then you're going to overthink a lot. And I guarantee you, within a month, if you really, really didn't think this through, you're going to want to hop right back into that career, because it's going to be very, very overwhelming. Now, one of the things that a lot of stay-at-home parents witness is that they're not getting the respect that they want. They're not getting that fulfillment that they want because they're not working a 9-to-5 job. They're not bringing in an income. And with that, a lot of people are going to frown upon it. A lot of people are going to judge them. And not only that, you are not able to do the things that you used to be able to do, as well as people are not applauding you. So like at a job, you can get a promotion, you can bring in more income, you can work overtime. There's a lot of things that you can do. When you're at work, you might get that pat on the back from the boss and it really makes your day. But at home, very rarely will your significant other come home and actually pat you on the back and say, hey, the house looks good, or whatever the case may be. You're not getting those little rewards that you're used to maybe getting before. Now, I don't know, maybe you have a great significant other at home that compliments everything that you do, but more than likely that's not the case for all of us. So it's definitely something to consider. So if you're that person that really, really needs a lot of attention to thrive, I can just about promise you this is probably not going to be the best idea for you, because you're going to find yourself really, really depressed about the decision that you've made. Okay, so the next question that you should ask yourself is, in your relationship, who's more nurturing? Who has that very loving personality? Who's just naturally good with the kids? They have a lot of patience. They are kind of like the go-to person with the kids having a tantrum. This is the person that always handles them. That is something that you should take in consideration, because at the end of the day, the point of becoming the stay-at-home parent is not to just sit at home and do nothing. The point of becoming the stay-at-home parent is because you're naturally good with the kids, as well as you're naturally good with cleaning and cooking and all the other things that come along with being a stay-at-home parent. It's not just to quit your job and sit at home and do nothing. We're not becoming a stereotype. We're actually becoming an asset to the family. Remember that. So I say really just sit down and think like, hey, whenever Tom or Jerry or whoever the case may be, whenever these kids are having an issue, who do they come to? Who do they naturally go to? Who do they come to for that nourishment? Who do they come to as the problem solver maybe? And are you willing to be that problem solver? Not just for a couple hours a day, but literally almost 24/7, you will be that problem solver. You will be the go-to person, because at the end of the day, you are the stay-at-home parent, and that is the title that you are taking on. So really, really think about it. Are you able to be the teacher? Are you able to be the nurse whenever needed to be? Are you able to be the entertainer? Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of hats that you're gonna have to wear as a stay-at-home parent. And like I said before, if you've never witnessed a stay-at-home parent, if you were not in a household before previously that has a stay-at-home parent, you really should at least ask someone that is a stay-at-home parent and really get the insight of what it's actually like to be a stay-at-home parent. Okay, so the last and final question that's probably the most important is, who can support the standard of living of the family off just their income? Meaning, at the end of the day, can your significant other uphold all the bills when you quit your job? So you need to be able to at least keep your standard of living. What you don't want to do is just quit your job and put your family in a bind when it comes to financially. That would be the worst decision ever. However, if your significant other can pay all the bills and have a little bit left over for savings or whatever the case may be, or whatever you guys are comfortable with, then that is definitely something that is in the green light for you to go ahead and have that conversation with your significant other. However, if you're not in the situation where maybe your significant other is not fully there, then maybe you can at least drop down to a part-time job and be home with the kids a little bit more, and that's also going to save you a little bit more money as well. But if it all makes sense, and it makes sense for you to stay at home and you're willing to do it and you really, really thought it through, I think it's about that time to have that conversation with your significant other. Now, I will completely make a separate video on how to have that conversation, but in the meantime, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this content, leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. We are trying to create a community for stay-at-home dads on this channel. And if you're not ready to leave this channel just yet, just click on one of these videos right around here for some more information about stay-at-home dads, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.